happy September. It's hard to believe that summer is coming to a close so soon. Just a few weeks, it'll be officially fall. I personally love fall, but you know, did you just hear Winnie just grumbled? She's like, oh, we're filming again, Mom. She's over here, so she might pop up over on that sofa at some point during the video, but she is here. It's hard to believe that the bulk of summer is over, and it's just been a wonderful summer. We've been very busy. We've been away. We've had a lot of work done on our house. Obviously, I'm pregnant, so that adds another level of, ongoing things to the mix. It's just been a very busy summer, but a very good summer. And we're still here at the family vacation home in Utah. I'm sitting in my in-laws' bedroom, which they are very kind to let me film in because it has the best natural light. And we're just here for a little while longer before we head home, and I can't believe this month here has just like flown by. It's crazy. But anyway, today I'm talking about my favorites, and I like to cover a range of things from clothes and accessories and beauty, home goods, multimedia, some food I'm really enjoying, and then I always throw in, or always as of lately, I like to throw in my mama kid pics at the end, at the very end. So without further ado, let's jump into it. In my pregnancy announcement video and first trimester recap, I was wearing this dress and I got a lot of questions about it, and it actually is definitely my favorite piece of clothing from the month. And it's this dress from Hannah Anderson, which I didn't even realize sold adult clothing. I think they only sell women's clothing. I don't think they sell men's clothing. I love their pajamas for my daughter, my now 20-month-old. That's another, 20 months old, what? Anyway, this is just such a wonderful dress. I bought this spring, and I bought it in, I think, a medium. Nope, I bought a small. So I bought my regular dress size. I bought it, I think, after I found out I was pregnant, I think. But I had read the reviews that it runs a little bit big. So even though I would normally wear a small, and it's not a maternity dress, I thought I might need to size up to a medium because I wanted to wear it while I was pregnant this summer. But the small has been perfect, and I can tell it will just work fine, next summer, in spring and summer as well, when I am not pregnant anymore. But I love Hannah Anderson cottons. This is a really nice blend. It's sort of stretchy. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like it's a cotton modal spandex blend, but it is thick and nice, but not hot. And I really like the neckline on it. The back actually dips down a little bit further. I love a V-neck and an empire waist. Those are like two of my favorite things. And it's got these cute pockets, which I can actually put my phone in. And it's not terribly short. And I actually feel like it's a little longer in the front, which has been working out great since I'm already sporting a little bump. So I don't feel like it's riding up in the front at all. And it's just one of the most comfortable things ever. And so easy to wear, and so nice especially if it's like really hot and I need to stay cool. They don't unfortunately sell that exact model dress anymore, but I wanted to mention it, even though I don't like, talking about specific products that you cannot find anymore, because I know that can be really frustrating as somebody who's been on the other end of that, like watching a favorite YouTuber talk about a product that you just can't get at all. But I wanted to mention it because I didn't know Hannah Anderson had women's clothing, and I'm assuming some of you might not. And it's really nice, high quality, and it's very durable. Like, I wash and dry this like with my regular clothes in the dryer and everything. And it's retaining its color and its shape, and it's great. So I wanted to mention it because I would definitely buy more Hannah Anderson dresses and look at some of their other pieces as well, because it's just really nice quality. And I love their kids' clothes too. For my accessory favorite this month, I actually splurged and bought myself a present after I found out I was expecting. I wanted to get myself a little something. It's something I had been admiring for a while. It's definitely a splurge, but one that I've really been enjoying, and it's this necklace. You can tell me like fondling my neck here. And it is actually from Stella & Dot's company called Covet, or their line called Covet, which is their more high-end line of jewelry and leather goods. And I had been admiring it on Michelle, who's one of my favorite YouTubers. Her channel is Michelle 1218. I had been admiring it for months and months, seeing her wearing it in her videos, and I was finally like, you know what, I'm gonna buy that as a little gift for myself, or a big gift for myself. And I got it in the, I don't know if it's a, I can't remember if it's a white gold or what it is, but it's got pave stones. It's the, I think it's called the Covet Pave Intention necklace, and it's like a little, like point down, a little chevron, and to me it's almost a little bit symbolic about being pregnant, because to me it kind of points to my belly, and it also is kind of reminding me to stay grounded. And I don't know, I get kind of like deep with these sorts of extra meanings and stuff. In short, it's a really pretty necklace, and I really am enjoying it, and it's so dainty, which is right up my alley. I love that it actually has 3 different settings on the back, like 3 different jump rings on the back, so you can make it really short, like 16 inches, 18 inches, and then 20 inches, I believe, are the lengths. So one necklace, you can wear it at 3 lengths. I prefer it at the smallest or the middle setting. I have it on the middle setting right now, and that's where it's lying, kind of right below my collarbone. And it's just so pretty and beautiful and easy to wear. And I also wanted to mention, you know, as I mentioned, Michelle's one of my favorite YouTubers and has been for a while, and I had the great honor of meeting her in person at a conference I went to a few years ago. She's just a really, really sweet and down-to-earth, there she goes. You can jump up there. She's a really sweet, down-to-earth lady. She just had a baby like 5 or 6 weeks ago, and just a couple weeks ago, her 4-year-old daughter was diagnosed with leukemia, which is just heart-wrenching, and I've been following her journey on her blog. I will post her blog below if you care to support and follow her journey there as well. She's just, I mean, she's just a really strong mama bear, and I am very, I'm just in awe of her, and I'm thinking about her and her family a lot, and I'm sending her lots of love and prayers and all of that, because I just can't even fathom what she's going through. I just can't even. But she is strong, and she's amazing, and I just know her family is gonna pull through this time with, you know, and like soar above it. So I just wanted to mention her and kind of send some good vibes her way, and if you want to send some good vibes her way too, that would be wonderful. But the link that I'm going to post below for this necklace, if you're interested in it, is through her shop. And I'm sure if any of you have been through big medical expenses with family members, loved ones, you know that even with insurance, bills rack up quite a bit. So if you want to support her by buying through her shop at Stella & Dot, I'm sure her and her family would appreciate that for sure. But anyway, that is my accessory favorite for the month, and a little other favorite because I'm sure I've talked about her before, but she's a really wonderful YouTuber. She's stayed true to herself over the years, and I'm just thinking about her. So there's that. I don't know how to segue out of that. It's like a really serious thing, but let's send her good vibes and our prayers and thoughts. Okay, for beauty, I have been meaning to talk about this for a while. I just keep forgetting. I wear the same makeup every day for the most part. When I'm filming, I tend to put on a little bit more. I'll put on a slightly darker blush. I'll put on powder eyeshadow. But for the most part, on a day-to-day basis, I wear very basic, kind of like no makeup. And I hope to do a video on that soon because I've gotten lots of requests for that. I don't think it's anything special, but many of you want to see it, so I will share it. But today I want to talk to you about my favorite blush combination because it's something I've been doing for almost a year now, and it has changed my blush game. Blush has been the one product that I cannot keep on my face for more than like a couple of hours. I feel like it just disappears. And I finally found what I'm calling like the blush lock-in method. Like even with my favorite makeup finishing spray, blush just disappears after a while, even if my like powder and stuff stays on my face. So this is something, I think I bought this, I think I bought this last year in the fall VIB sale at Sephora. I can't remember, but it's the Perricone. It's all like worn off now. It's the Perricone No Blush Blush. I really like this brand. I use the No Eyeshadow as kind of a primer every day. And I use the No Blush Blush as what I'm calling a blush primer, and step one of my blush, like my lock and blush method. So I put this on my face before I powder, and I just take out the applicator and I dab it on each cheek. I don't redip or anything. It's plenty. A little of this goes a long way. It's very pigmented, and I just want this to be very light. And then I'll just lightly take my fingers and just blend it in very lightly, and it just gives a very, very faint flush. Then I will set my face with powder. My powder choice is the Bare Minerals Perfecting Veil. And then I go in with my powder blush on top of that. And the one I've been using for, I think, over a year now is from Cargo. And this actually came in a Pop Sugar must-have box a while ago. And this is, again, one of the reasons I've kept the subscription, even though I feel like I don't really need a box of new stuff every month. I just always find there's like 1 or 2 products in every box that just changes like something for me, and I either get really involved in a brand or really love a product, and so that's why I've kept up with that subscription. This is the Cargo blush in the Big Easy. It's a really pretty, very subtle kind of peachy pink with a slight hint of shimmer, but not sparkle, just like a little bit of shimmer blush. It's a great everyday year-round blush. I wear it year-round. You can see I've used quite a bit of it. And I love it. And I brush this on my cheeks after I apply my powder, and then I blend in with my powder brush just to make sure everything looks very subtle and natural. And between the two of them, I still, most days, have blush on my face at the end of the day. It's very subtle, which is what I want on a daily basis, but it's still there. And that has just made a big difference for me in my beauty routine. When I'm filming, I tend to wear a darker blush than this. I'm not wearing this today. I am wearing this underneath everything. I'm wearing an Hourglass blush today. I don't even know if you can tell because the camera kind of washes blush right off of your face. From day to day, like every day, most every day, but I'm not filming, I'll wear that, and I love that combination. All right, for home goods, I have a new water bottle obsession, and it's the Hydro Flask. I've heard about this brand for a while, and I just wasn't interested. As many of you know, I've been using my glass water bottles from Life Factory for years now. Before that, I used Clean Canteen for a little bit, but I didn't like that it imparted a bit of a metallic taste to my water, which is why I switched to glass. And then I love the glass water bottles, but I can't find the kind that I like in more than like a 20, I think it's a 22 or a 24 ounce size. And when I'm pregnant, when I'm breastfeeding, which has been kind of my life over the past couple of years, I'm drinking a lot more water than that. And sometimes you just can't I can't get to the fridge, which is where we have our filtered water, before I'm really thirsty. Like if I have, a child I'm watching, or if I'm breastfeeding, or whatever's going on. So I've been looking for something that's bigger. And I hesitated to try these because I know that they are, I think they are, I'm not sure if they're stainless steel or what metal it is on the interior. I don't know, but I thought it would impart a metallic taste like the Clean Canteen ones did. But I found that they sold a 40 ounce size. This is actually the 32 or 34 ounce size. But at home, I bought myself the 40 ounce size, and I was like, yes, this is the mother load of water bottle. And that's not something I take around anywhere with me except for in my house. That's like a house only water bottle because it is too big to take anywhere. But it is great, and I fell in love with it. Not only does it not impart a metallic taste to my water, it keeps it whatever temperature I put it in my bottle, regardless of what the external temperature is, like, in my house or wherever. If I take it outside, out back, and it's hot, it stays the same temperature for a very long time. So it's a really good insulating bottle. And I actually bought one while we're out here too, in the 32 ounce size because I like it so much. I prefer the straw lid, which you can only, I think, through Hydro Flask get with the wide mouth bottles. They do make these in a variety of sizes. They have much smaller ones as well, and also in a you know, like a narrow mouth style, but I don't think you can get the straw cap for that. At least I'm not sure you can. But I had to mention them because they've kind of been like a water bottle game changer, which sounds really ridiculous, but I really enjoy them, and I'm so glad to have that big 40-ounce one at home, especially when I'm thinking about when I'm, you know, nursing baby boy who is due next winter. It'll be really nice to have that big water bottle that I know I can count on to keep my water at the temperature I prefer it, which is actually room temperature. But I know a lot of people prefer very cold water, or you can even put like hot beverages in them. I think I wouldn't use the straw with that, but and they're known for keeping their temperature for a very long time. For multimedia, I actually read a couple of books this month. What a concept. It's been one of my goals this month to make reading more of a priority. I've been trying to watch a little bit less YouTube. Like, I don't watch TV pretty much ever. I do watch YouTube videos in my spare time. Like, when I can grab a minute, you know, at the end of the day, I will love watching YouTube videos, and I still do. But I've been trying to dedicate a little less time to that and a little time to reading, because I've just really missed reading. And now the first book I'm going to show you is a novel, like a fiction book, and it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Reid, I think. Taylor Jenkins Reid, or Raid, I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. This is not a book I would have seen at a bookstore and picked out for myself, probably. It actually came in a Pop Sugar must-have box, speaking of which, that apparently is the theme of this video. But to me, it's like kind of like a guilty pleasure read. It's almost like chick lit a little bit, but it's really well done chick lit. And I really enjoyed it. The story just drew me in right away, and the writing style is very kind of fluid and just very palpable. It's not overly simplified, it's not overly complex, it's not silly. It's written very well, and it's about this famous movie star from yesteryear or whatever, and her telling her story of her 7 husbands. And it's just fascinating. There's a lot about, you know, old Hollywood culture, and kind of juxtaposing that with like modern day journalism, and I don't know, it's interesting. I just really enjoyed it. I thought I'd mention it here. And concurrently, I've been reading, that I finished a couple weeks ago actually. It was a very fast read for me. This I've been reading little bits at a time. This is Daring Greatly. How the Courage to be Vulnerable Transforms the Way We Live, Love, Parent, and Lead by Brene Brown. I'm actually getting close to the end of this, but this is the kind of book that I kind of absorb in small doses, because it's one of those books that makes you really think. I know I've talked about Brene Brown before. I've really enjoyed some of her other work. And now I'm kind of working my way through her library of books. I've listened to a couple on tape, and then now I'm kind of reading through them, because I feel like I absorb more when I read something than when I just listen to it. But I like doing both. And this has just really been very thought-provoking and interesting to me. It kind of covers the range of vulnerability and shame and how they relate to each other in our culture across different different parts of life, like work, school, family, personal life, romantic life, you know. And it's fascinating. And I love how Brene, she is a real storyteller. Like, she really does a wonderful job at telling stories and sharing her own stories in a way that you feel very connected to her, and it feels very personal. But at the same time, she interjects a lot of very clear and concise, rational, well thought out theories and research and all of that, and both of those kind of methods of sharing together make for a very powerful, thought-provoking, you know, books. And I can't recommend her things enough. Like I said, I'm making my way through her entire library, and I'm just really enjoying it. And it really is really great if you are in a kind of like an introspective person, like a self-reflective person, I really enjoy taking time to think about like how I function and how my actions are impacted by things that happen to me, or that that happen in my life, and how that impacts other people around me. And I've always been that way, but I feel like I'm especially like extra in that way since I've turned 30. It's been a very reflective time for me in my 30s so far. So yeah, I recommend that for sure. And the last multimedia favorite, this is just pure fun. I feel like I've talked about this before, but I have been watching Murder, She Wrote with my mother-in-law, Suzanne, since we've been at the house here. It's one of our little traditions that we do together. We love watching Murder, She Wrote together, and it's this TV series I think it's from the 80s and part of the 90s as well. It ran for like 12 seasons or something. Angela Lansbury is the main character. She's fantastic, and it's totally 80s. It's very entertaining in that way, but it's also like a good murder mystery show. All right, as for tasty treats, so I know over the past several months I've been talking to you about like actual treats, like sweet things. And I'm always like, well, I could talk to you about something healthy like hummus, but instead I'm going to talk to you about candy or blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm actually going to talk to you about hummus today because I have been all out obsessed with this hummus, and I finally found my absolute favorite brand. There's so many different kinds of hummus out there. This is by far my favorite. My daughter loves it too. And it is the Cedars Organic Original Hummus. I get this at Whole Foods. I don't know where else you can find it, to be honest, but it is so good. It's garlicky, which I like, and it's just very creamy and smooth. There's no like little bits and bobs in it. I like hummus that has other things in it too, like occasionally I like a sun-dried tomato or like even a Kalamata olive or something. But if you just want like a really nice plain hummus with a nice garlic flavor, I recommend this. And I have been struggling to get protein in so far in my pregnancy. It's just, I've never been a huge meat eater, but now it's just, I don't know. It's not like I'm adverse to it. It's just, oh, is that the right word? It's not like an aversion, but it's just not something that I'm gravitating towards. So I'm trying to find some extra protein in other places, and hummus has been one of those things, and I have some almost every day. Now, I love eating it with pretzels because in addition to hummus, one of my other kind of general cravings has been salty carbs, so pretzels basically. Sometimes chips, but you know, like salty carbs I think has just been, it is a very common first trimester craving anyway, but especially if you're not feeling well. But little pretzels, like those little mini twists pretzels dipped in this, is like my favorite thing, especially if I feel like at the end of the day I need a little something extra. I don't feel like I ate enough at dinner or got enough kind of protein in during that day. It's one of my favorite things to turn to. And last but not least, I have a couple of mama picks. So again, like you know, we're at the Utah house here, and we have a nice collection of toys that live out here for the kids to share. At this house, we have 3 kids at the moment. We have my niece, Grace, who's 4, my nephew, Theo, who is, I guess he's 18 months, and then we have my daughter, Charlotte, who is 20 months old, just. And they all play with all of the toys, and a lot of the toys are for much younger babies even, because that's what we bought. But there's a nice range of toys from, you know, kind of more baby things to more toddler things. But a couple of the toys that really can span a lot of age ranges, I think, and surprised me by how popular they are these Fisher-Price classic kind of vintage throwback toys. Now hold on, I wrote down the exact names of these. This is the classic chatter phone. Some of you might recognize this from your childhood. And it's just this little phone that kind of is like a little car. The little eyes move when you pull it. Like the kids love pulling this around. They'll run around the great room, like pulling this around and laughing and squealing. And it's like this kind of rotary phone that you, and then it has the little phone part. And like we don't actually have any phones in our house. Like Charlotte doesn't really know what a telephone looks like, but she knows how to use this. She knows how to use this phone. and so do all the kids. So I just think it's really cute, and it's pretty reasonably priced. I think it's somewhere around $11 or $12 on Amazon. And then this one is another one that we have out here. This is the classic teaching clock, and this one you just wind up, and it plays almost like a little music box kind of tune. And then here, I'll hold it up a little so you can see it. The inside parts kind of move, so you can see different pictures as it goes around, and then you can actually move the this hand around too if you want, but it moves on its own. And the kids love this. And it's like the simplest thing, but they absolutely love it. And I just thought those were great toys, and that's something I have at home, not something I really knew kind of still existed on the market, but they are kind of re-released vintage toys. And just, you know, that obviously could be for much younger children than the children we have in the house right now here, but they all enjoy it. Even the 4-year-old loves them too. So thought I'd mention those. And that, you guys, is everything. This was a long favorites video. Of course, I always have so many things to share with you. I feel like I have so many things I want to tell you about, and I'm excited to share. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're all well and are enjoying the last dog days of summer here. And I hope the sun is shining wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and take good care. Okay, bye.